Hello, welcome back to Rise with Raluca. Today we are talking about second trimester in pregnancy. We're talking about how I experienced the second trimester, talking about energy shifts, how energy felt overall. We're talking about how I took care of my body, gender reveal, life changes that came through with this second trimester. Also, going to talk about the blood sugar test that's suggested during pregnancy and what I chose to do, and just the second trimester overall. Today, I'm actually 27 weeks and a few days, so I'm just at the end of second trimester, and I'm already starting to feel my energy change. I'm actually feeling quite low energy right now, but I wanted to encourage myself to do this while still in second trimester as the energy is changing already, and who knows how I'll feel next week. I'll be in a totally different world. I really feel like I should have maybe done one halfway through second trimester so I could have been fully in that zone, fully in that energy, because it already feels so different. It already feels like I experienced so much within that trimester. And yeah, we're just going to talk about it today and just how it felt overall, in hopes that it helps you, that it helps women who are going through this, that it helps partners understand their women going through this. So we are just going to dive into what second trimester entailed for me. And it'll be also so fun to have this recorded so I could commemorate it and remember, because things are happening so fast that sometimes when we're out of this energy, out of the zone, we totally forget what it was like. So in second trimester, I started to feel the energy pick back up. It is no joke, that energy crash that you have in first trimester. I was so lucky to not have any nausea, like no other physical symptoms except just one time I had nausea when I was just getting sick. I had a fever and that brought nausea, but other than that, I had no nausea. I felt really good physically, just this exhaustion. And this exhaustion was real. I would lay down on the couch, not even lay down. I would sit down on the couch and I would just be out and asleep like that. I could fall asleep multiple times a day and still sleep really well through the night. Just, I was just a sleepy muffin all the way through. But in second trimester, this energy started to pick back up, and I started to feel actually really energized. I would say even more energized than I felt before pregnancy. This energy was just it was let's get stuff done, action oriented, figure things out. We've got this. I was feeling so good. I was exercising again. I was starting to exercise again, and I would do Pilates a few times a week, just 20-minute Pilates workouts, just videos online, pregnancy centered, because pregnancy Pilates is different than regular Pilates, because you want to work your core in a different way. You don't want to um, engage in a way that separates the muscles as your belly grows. So the pregnancy Pilates is a bit different. So I really enjoyed pregnancy Pilates. Haven't been so much into yoga, but I would do Pilates. I would go for walks a few times a week. Try to every day, but realistically, it was winter and we had so much snow, so I did not go for a walk every day. And we do Pilates. I did weightlifting a few times, but um, honestly, something. I wasn't lifting the weights right or something, and it seemed like I would hurt something every time I would lift weights. And this is because our during pregnancy we have the hormone relaxin, as well as, which is more stretchy during pregnancy. We're less rigid, so it's easy to overstretch or to pull a muscle. So if you're not doing things right, if you're lifting weights wrong, or maybe it's just not right for you during this time, you can injure yourself. So after like pulling my back a little bit and like I hurt my knee a little bit, I was like, okay, maybe I just won't work with heavy weights right now. So I just work with weights between 3 and 10 pounds right now and incorporate them into the Pilates. Don't haven't really done a lot of like weightlifting, but if you regularly do weightlifting and you feel good lifting heavy weights, then why not go with it? Keep going. I know some people say like, I mean, just go with whatever feels good for your pregnancy. Trust yourself. So if regular weightlifting is part of your routine, I don't see why you can't keep going unless you're like me and you're lifting something wrong somewhere. I think my posture wasn't correct or I wasn't engaging my abs right, but we'll figure it out as we go. So my energy felt a lot better. I started to feel just like vibrant and beautiful and full of life. And that pregnancy, second trimester, like pregnancy glow is like a thing. I did feel like I was glowing. People commented on it. It's really beautiful what happens. Like I don't fully understand it, but it is a beautiful experience. So this energy, I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed having the high energy. Like now that it's crashing, and it's like crashing for a few different reasons, which I'll talk about. But um, I do I am missing that right now. It was so beautiful and it was so great to experience, especially because we went through another big life change and we moved during this time. Like, not only did we move, but we like decided to move, we bought a house and we moved during this time. None of this was even on the radar at the beginning of the year, like looking back. So we are in and we're mid-April right now. So at the beginning of the year in January, I was going to LA to go to a Joe Dispenza retreat, which got canceled because of the big fires that were going on. But at that point, like buying a house wasn't even on the radar, it wasn't even a thought in the head. And then I came back and we just started looking randomly and fell in love with the house, and it was perfect and it was very uncomfortable and it was very out of our comfort zone and big decisions, but it all came together. So we bought a house in a very short time. There was a lot of things to sort out. We're first time homeowners. It was a lot of unknowns for us, and a lot of like stress. Yeah, it was stress. So it was very stressful because of the unknowns and because of trying to figure like finances out and how this would all look and if we would be able to do it and how would we be able to do it. But it came together. We are in our new home. We love it so much. It's in an area that I absolutely love, that I would walk around in. It's this is fully manifested in the most beautiful way because it's near an area that I would always walk around it and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I love it here. It would be so beautiful to live somewhere around here. And I would just say that, not thinking it would happen or like anything would ever come out of it. But yeah, we're in the area that I love, that I dreamed about, but I didn't quite think that we would live here. I didn't know where we would live, honestly. I still have my Italy dream of living in Italy for a bit, living abroad for a bit. So I didn't know what order things would happen in, but we have a home. This all happened in the second trimester. We moved early March, and it was just a lot to figure out and a lot to do and a lot of decisions to make. And I'm so grateful I had that second trimester energy of getting things done, that yeah, that I was able to do that. I didn't really do much of the moving. I didn't do any of the heavy lifting. I packed and helped unpack and I helped direct the process, and we're in here and I'm so grateful and it's so beautiful. So that is a big change that second trimester brought as well, that I fully believe that baby brought through, because we weren't fully sure of what we wanted to do. We weren't fully sure of what we wanted to, where we wanted to be. So this was definitely like brought to fruition by baby as well. This was also baby's energy coming through and choosing where to live. I'm sure of it. So with the pregnancy, with baby and baby's gender, I'm going to talk about that now. We're having a boy. We're having a little baby boy. And um, this surprised me and it didn't at the same time. So I'll talk about why it surprised me and then why it didn't. So I always thought I was having a girl first. In every vision I would have of like my future with like my career and babies and sorry, just a little yawn break. In every vision I would have of us as a family, I would always see the girl come through first. So I was so sure of that. And even early pregnancy, I still felt like this girl feminine energy, but I felt a fiery energy. So I felt like this fiery energy start to come through. And I thought maybe, maybe she's going to have some Leo, some fire signs in the moon or the rising, because baby's due in Cancer season in July. I mean, could also be late and be a Leo, but I did feel like this fiery energy from baby. So I thought we were having a girl and she's going to be fiery. And that's the energy that I felt. But as we moved through the pregnancy, especially entering during second trimester, I started to feel like, maybe this isn't quite fiery energy. It could be. But what it felt more like was a masculine energy. So it felt more like this energy of let's get shit done. We're doing stuff. We are go, go, go. We are action oriented. We are figuring things out. And I'm a very feminine energy. I'm very flowy. I just kind of like I just go with where the energy takes me. So this was a very different energy for me. So I thought it was a fiery energy because I'm like mostly water. But actually, then I started to feel like maybe this is actually a masculine energy coming through. So I started to feel like maybe there's this like it's not a feminine fiery energy. Maybe this is a masculine energy, just from the way it was influencing me, and just from the way I was taking action and keeping track of things. And there's just a different mindset and different energy for me. So you can totally feel baby's energy. You can totally feel um, the influences. And people I've talked to all say that each pregnancy, it changes them. You get something from each pregnancy. You get something from each baby. You feel that energy come through. So that's when I started feeling like, maybe this is like a masculine energy coming through. So, and then I started getting more signs that maybe it's not a girl, maybe we're having a boy. The other thing was that with thinking of names. So we at the beginning we were talking about girl names and boy names, and then all of a sudden my husband just started coming through with more boy names, and he would just talk more about boy names. And I thought that was like so interesting, because usually girl names are so much easier to come up with, there's it seems like there's so much more. And always in the past when we talked about names, it's like the girl names are always like there's so many of them, but all of a sudden all these boy names were coming through, and it seemed like they were more natural and more easier for them to come up. So I noted that. I was like, this is interesting. So more boy names are coming through. And then we were having when we're having a gender reveal with our family. So we chose to have the name, not the name, the gender in an envelope after the 20-week ultrasound. And I didn't look on the envelope. I gave that envelope to a friend, and then she got a balloon ready for us that we could pop it, and then the color would tell us the gender. So we found out together with our immediate family. So when we were at the gender reveal party, we were like setting up, and then we were taking some pictures with all the background set up, all the like the little decor we had in the background. And one of our nephews were throwing balloons at us. And the balloon that was in the picture that like popped into our frame was blue. So I was like, okay, I'm noting that too. Like all these little signs from the universe. So yeah, we did our gender reveal that evening. It was like 2 days after we went to the appointment. We had to like, patiently wait. We did our gender reveal, and we found out we were having a boy. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I was surprised because for when all my visions before pregnancy, I had like the girl coming through first, but then wasn't surprised because throughout the pregnancy I started getting these signs that this was like a masculine energy, and that they're like little boy signs. I was getting boy signs. So we are very happy. And I was trying to sit with why what happened, like what's going on with the intuition. It's not like the intuition was wrong, but it was questioning like did I switch timelines? Like what happened? Because it was always so clear that the girl was coming first, and then something switched and the boy is coming first. So I think it's also beautiful that if we do have a boy and a girl, it's beautiful that the girl would have an older brother. I think everything is happening as it should, and that we are always in the highest timelines. But just that timeline switch is so interesting. And I've spoken with other moms who have experienced like timeline switches where they were like so sure they would have visions, or they would like connect with the spirit babies, and then there would be a switch, and then another spirit baby would come through. So I feel like that's what's happening. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how it all unfolds, and what our little boy is going to be like, and what it's like to be a boy mom. Like I have no idea how to be a boy mom. This is going to be such a fun opportunity of growth and expansion and heart expanding love. So yeah, we are having a baby boy, and yeah. So that was those were like the big things of the first trimester. Sorry, second trimester, and also for women who don't know, um, during second trimester, that 20-week ultrasound is like an hour long, which seems so long to me, and I was feeling uncomfortable by the end. So I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I like want to do it again. There's all these measurements they have to take. So the the appointment itself and like the ultrasound is like an hour long, and I wasn't loving it by the end, but it is cool. We found out the gender. So, but there's other ways you can find out gender if you choose to not have ultrasounds, or like these appointments. There's always a way. And so, how I supported my body physically during second trimester, I felt really good physically. So, what I would focus on mostly was like moving when I could, going for walks. I ate protein centered meals. So, I would always focus on having protein and fiber and a fat in my meals. And then, like, also carbs would be like an addition. So, like, I would still have bread and rice and whatever carbs I wanted, but I made sure that I'd have proteins and fats and fiber in the meal because I wanted to be as blood sugar balancing as I could. And there were times when I had carb heavy meals on their own, like pasta or pizza, but I did try to be mindful overall, especially um, thinking about blood sugar and that glucola test we're supposed to do in the second trimester. So I'm going to talk about that. But what else did I do to take care of my body? I've been taking prenatals, and I have these prenatals that come in a package with what I need to take in a day, and it's just so nice and so easy because I don't have to open different bottles. But I also took beef liver capsules, and I kind of stopped that halfway through second trimester, but I do need to start again because now at the end of second trimester, I just found out that my ferritin levels have dropped significantly, which is absolutely normal for them to happen, for them to drop during pregnancy because your blood volume increases and you're also building blood for the baby. So it's normal for your own ferritin to drop, but there's certain levels you don't want to see it below. I mean, like, whatever, below, when you see it below like a certain level, the midwife said 30, you feel like that low energy and you might feel out of breath and you might feel unmotivated. So that's where I'm feeling right now. My levels have dropped. So I do want to get them back up. So I'm going to focus. What I'm going to do to focus on getting my levels back up, I don't want to take a straight up iron supplement yet. So what I'm going to do is take my grass-fed beef liver capsules again. I'm going to focus on, eating red meat as much as I crave it because I actually have been craving it a lot and I'm just trying not to have it every day. I'm like, I should probably also have chicken and fish and other things. So I am going to have like increase the red meat, but I'm going to focus on not pairing dairy with the red meat, so there's no competition for with like the calcium for the uptake. So I'm going to focus on eating the red meat, maybe pairing it with some vitamin C because that can help with the absorption. So yeah, I'm going to do the beef liver capsules, eating more red meat and being mindful of how I pair it. And I'm also going to, I might get a blood builder supplement that one of my mom friends recommended to me. So that one, it's a blood builder. It's not a straight up iron supplement. And I mean, you can also take an iron supplement. There's no problem with that. Just for some reason, I'm not feeling like I'm feeling like a little ick when I think about it. And I also know it can cause like some digestive slowdown for people, which can also be an issue during pregnancy. So depending on who you are and how you're feeling, like that's something to be mindful of. And then if you do take them, maybe you want to pair it up with some magnesium citrate so your digestion is better and moves along smoother. um, so that's how I've been taking care of myself. So the blood glucose test, the glucola test, so during pregnancy, they recommend to all women now, which wasn't the case always, to take the glucola test, which is where you drink that really, really sugary, syrupy drink and you sit there for an hour without moving or drinking anything else, and then test how high your blood sugar goes up. So this is the best test they have um, for gestational diabetes. And I like no part of me wanted to do that. I am so resistant to that. My just when I was thinking of it, my body was like, oh no, I don't want to drink that. I don't even drink pop. I don't even drink juice that often. Like I just don't want to do that. I didn't want to do it. I don't love the ingredients that are in there. But just so you know, you can also get a more clean ingredient option. You can order it yourself. So you can ask them for either, if you don't want the orange drink, they have a clear one that they offer. But if you don't want to do either one of those because of the ingredients, you can order your own, like, more clean ingredient option for this. But none of the tests that they recommend you have to do. So you don't have to do any of the tests recommended in pregnancy. You can deny all of them. You can have a wild pregnancy if you want. You don't have to. But I wanted to do something. I just wanted to check in on my blood sugar levels because I know in the past I have had some blood sugar fluctuations just from my symptoms. So I would have times where I would just get sleepy after meals. I would get really tired after meals. So that is a sign of like a blood sugar crash. What else did I have? I'd have times where I'd be really thirsty after meals or eating dessert, which is also a sign of your blood sugar spiking. So I knew I had some like blood sugar fluctuations in the past. So I just wanted to, check in on that and just be mindful. And just, I didn't have to, but I was really actually curious. So what I did instead was I asked my doctor to prescribe me one of those continuous blood sugar monitoring systems, which is like the little patch with like the little pin that you put on the back of your arm, and it monitors your blood sugar continuously for 2 weeks. So you don't even have to get a doctor's prescription for this. You can get them yourself over the counter. But if you have extended health insurance, you can and use your extended health insurance towards the monitor. And so I used this monitor and I asked my naturopath actually to give me the ranges that I need to be within, ideally, ranges I need to look out for, numbers I need to look out for, because this is not actually something um, that my midwives could help through. It's out of the scope of practice. So I checked in with my naturopath, and I'm glad I did because the ranges the naturopath gave me were actually different than the ones the pharmacist gave me. So it was good to have this. So I had the monitor on, and I started just watching how the my blood sugar would fluctuate with meals. I actually didn't eat as clean as I normally would. I like let myself be more relaxed with them. I had some like more carbs than usual. I wasn't moving as much, so I just wanted to see what happens, and it was actually, I was happy to see what it was doing because even after meals, like my blood sugar would go up very slowly and then go down very slowly. It seemed to be like in a pretty even range. Um, and it made me feel really proud of the work I had done so far, and all the focus I've done on how I eat and how I move my body, that it works. And that my blood sugar is pretty level right now. And during pregnancy, it's harder for your blood sugar to be level too, because your hormones are all over the place. Your body's doing all kinds of things. It was really interesting though. I would notice that like stress would make the blood sugar go up, so I would like check it first thing in the morning. And like the blood sugar would be low when I'm sleeping, and then as soon as I'm waking up and I'm like thinking about the stuff I have to do that day and like getting up and like doing stuff, I'm like, but I'm tired. Then I would see the blood sugar go up, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so interesting. So stress, as we know, it affects blood sugar, but it was cool to see it in action in real time. And but I'm you can have that monitor on for 2 weeks, but somehow I managed to put it on wrong. So I had to take it off for after 3 days because it was just bugging me consistently. There was like a pinching there. So I either put it in the wrong spot and it was like pinching like on my muscle, or it was like pinching on my skin. I did something wrong. And I had another one. So I put that one on instead on my other arm. I put it higher up, and that one actually felt good. I didn't feel anything, but the monitor failed within 3 hours. So I just took that as a sign, like, okay, maybe that's enough information for me. Maybe that's all I need to know, because I was starting to get a little like obsessive with it and like check it all the time. I'm like, ooh, what's it doing now? What's it doing now? What's it doing now? Well, really, you only need to check it like a few times a day. So I was checking it a lot. So I got all I needed from it. So I feel good that I did that. I feel good that I tried it out, that I monitored my blood sugar. My ranges were good. My average was good. I felt good about it. But just so you know, if you're having to do the glucola test and you're just not there for it, know that there are other options that you can, um, well, based on your history and like your health history and how you feel, you can choose not to do it. You can choose, oops, one moment. I just had to pause for a second because there was the delivery at the door. Anyways, so yeah, if you have to do this glucose test and you're not feeling it, if your intuition's like, no, this is not for me, just know that there are other options. Um, but yeah, just talk to your healthcare providers about where you are, about your personal risks, about how you feel overall, and trust yourself. It's also really helpful to have a community around you of women, of other moms that have gone through pregnancy, that have gone through this process, just so you can talk about what's coming up for you. There's so many questions that come up, and just so you don't have to be doing everything on your own and figuring things out on your own. I'm out of breath now. Okay, so basically, that was second trimester. It was, you know, the tests that come up, the gender reveal, how I took care of my body, energy, feeling good, feeling beautiful and vibrant, and all the good things. Second trimester has been a beautiful time. I started feeling like baby flutters around 20 weeks. And now at like 27 weeks, I'm starting to like really, well, not just now, like even 2 weeks ago, really starting to feel like the kicks, or like the bump, bump, bump. And I'm noticing how baby tends to be on one side more than the other. The bump like grew out of nowhere at like 25 weeks. I just, all of a sudden, I started getting tired and sleepy. And then that week, just like baby bump just grew. So there's a lot more baby in there. And it's just a really, really cool journey. I haven't been like fully connected in like my intuition and fully in my body, just because I've been focused on all these external things. Still haven't read a baby book. I'm still not feeling it. Um, we haven't set up baby room yet, or like gotten the furniture, because we've just been focusing on all the house things and settling in here. But now, going into the end of second trimester, feeling more pulled to look into the baby things, do my research. There's so many things to think about, like, do we want a bedside bassinet? Do we not want a bedside bassinet? What kind of pump do I want? Like all the things the baby needs. I did get advice that, to not get like too many things, get like the essentials, because you don't know what you really need until you're actually there. So I'm just going to start researching things that I do want for baby. You know me, I like to be clean. and natural and like to choose the clean option things. So that's going to be the next adventure now, looking into baby things, doing baby research. And then also, what I really want to do is do more research on like postpartum healing and like food prep. I would really like to have some freezer meals ready and like snacks prepped because apparently the hunger is real. Also, the hunger is real right now. Oh my gosh. So, for a while in the second trimester, it just felt kind of normal. I would just eat like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and maybe a snack in there. And now I'm starting to feel hungry like every few hours. Like I could eat breakfast, I could eat second breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner. So the hunger is a lot more real now. But I heard like during breastfeeding, it's also really big hunger. You're burning so many calories. Um, I did learn that in pregnancy, especially later on in pregnancy, you're burning like an extra 300 calories a day. Maybe $300 a day too, who knows, depending on how much you eat and whatever you need. But um, yeah, you burn an extra 300 calories a day. So we do need more food. So I do want to do more research into types of foods and snacks that might be helpful post pregnancy. Also, there's just so many things to look into and learn about, like lactation, and oh my gosh, it's just like a whole world of things that is just unknown to me so far. But I will learn about it and I will be prepared. And it's not like I need to do the freezer meals at all by any means, like right now. But later on in pregnancy, I would like to be prepared for that. Also, I do want the other thing I'm adding right now is more collagen and gelatin. So, a great source of that is beef broth. I mean bone broth, which I haven't made myself yet, but I got some. I got some oxtail and stuff too, and soup bones to make bone broth, and I would like to do that. But I did get some kettle and fire bone broth, and I've been having that in the morning. Also got some collagen matcha and collagen hot chocolate that I've been having once in a while. I got some collagen and gelatin powder, so I'm gonna add my collagen to my coffees or matcha if I get like matcha powder. And I want to make gelatin gummies because these are all great for the skin, great for supporting babies. So I do want to have more of that and support the skin as my belly gets bigger and yeah, to make sure it's elastic and healthy and beautiful. Oh, the other thing I started doing to support the body during second trimester was starting to go to pelvic floor physiotherapy. It's really helpful to learn to engage your core properly and then strengthen those deep core muscles. It's great for recovery and for labor. All right. So that was second trimester. We talked about energy. We talked about supporting the body. We talked about big life changes that happened, gender reveal, and the intuition, and spirit babies coming through. And we talked about this food and how it felt overall. All right. I hope you enjoy the episode. Share it with a friend that might need to hear about it. That might be helpful for them to hear about the second trimester experience and kind of what to expect. And we'll see you next time with an episode. It will not be about pregnancy. It'll be about I'm not gonna tell you about what yet, but it is going to be a topic on growth and self reflection. Okay, we'll see you next time.